This is Tom from Brutalitopia.com, here with Eric of Organ Dealer. We're up here at the Clash Bar in Clifton, New Jersey, getting ready to see these guys wreck some heads along with the headliners Dying Fetus. Eric, happy to have you here with us.
Thank you very much.
So tell us a little bit about Organ Dealer for those who may not be that well versed.
Yeah, well we're like a death grind band. We started in 2013. We spent a long time writing songs. We wrote songs for about a year, and then it was me and two guitar players originally, and then we got a friend to do vocals and a friend to do bass, and then just started playing some shows about a year ago, and here we are. We actually played here a year ago today.
Wow.
Because it's our guitar player's birthday at midnight. That's how I know that, because he celebrated his birthday here last year too.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So how did you guys hook up with Hardcore Pain Death?
They contacted us through email, and Mike Giuliano, the guy who runs the label, his day job is he works for Relapse. And a friend of mine from home that I grew up with was interning at Relapse and just got a job working for Relapse, and I think it was just a word of mouth thing. He kind of told them to check us out, and then Mike checked us out, and then he just put the offer to release the record, and we said, hell yeah. We were looking for a record at the label at the time, so it worked out. Yeah.
So, listening to the album, I'm hearing a lot of Discordance Axis and Gridlink, and I think that may have something to do with your past with John Chang. What would you have to say about that?
I was in a band with John for a few years on and off called Hayano Daisuke. It was him and a friend of mine, Takafumi Matsubara, who's a guitar player from Japan, who's amazing. And he was known for a grind band in Japan called Mortalized. They were awesome. And Ted Patterson from Burnt by the Sun and Human Remains played bass. So it was a pretty all-star lineup. They were definitely a few years older than me, so that was interesting. I guess like with the songwriting, like we definitely like no one in the band is really that influenced by Discordance or Gridlink, maybe except for me. So I would say like the riffs aren't really coming from there, but maybe from like a aesthetic standpoint, and like the way we play. Touring with them definitely had an impact for sure. But we weren't trying to like sound like them or anything like that. But their DA and Gridlink are like two of the best grind bands that there ever existed. So
unfortunate that Gridlink had to say their farewell with Longino last year too.
Yeah. They the guitar player Matsubara, when we toured and he was doing double duty, he hurt his wrist. He had some medical problems, and so he kind of like went into retirement, and that's pretty much when they stopped the band. I've actually been in touch with him, and I just sent him an Organ Dealer CD about 2 days ago. We're still good friends, we still talk, and he's doing like karate therapy in Japan, so he's actually like healing up his wrist and his arms to play guitar, and he's playing again, and he posts videos online of him playing a little bit, and like his healing guitar playing is better than most people's guitar playing I've seen who are like at the top of their game. He's truly amazing. So
is it going to be kind of like Demonaz with Immortal, where he kind of hurt himself, went to like management, but I'm sure he could still play given the time of day? I
don't know. I mean, I don't think they're going to replace him with guitar anytime soon. I think like if he recovers, there's definitely a possibility of doing stuff again. But the other guys in the band are older, and they have like families and kids and things like that. So I think it's kind of I don't know how much they're going to do with it in the future.
I kind of understand where he's coming from.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah.
I'm just thinking about how this show kind of came together. I've been, familiar with Strong Intentions for a while at Razorblade Express, and Dying Fetus, who I saw at Maryland Death Fest 3 years ago. So how did you guys, hook up with this show other than being familiar with playing here?
That was all through Zach, the promoter. Zach he's a good friend of ours, and he actually did our first show that we ever did, and we just kept playing, and like every week he would offer us to play shows, and we just kept playing his shows. Then like he started to get more like notoriety and scene, and like just get bigger shows, and we just kept playing, and he kept inviting us on, and we did I guess this is called Mild Fest Volume 2, the Pummeling. We did Mild Fest Volume 1, the Grinding, here in May, right before Maryland Death Fest, and that was with like Drugs of Faith and Anti-Gamma from Poland, and some really awesome grind bands. So this is more like the death metal edition, but I guess since we're like a death grind band, we kind of fit for both. So yeah, he just offered to put us on the show, and here we are.
And you guys are local too. I mean,
yeah,
you get the honor of playing right before Dying Fetus.
Yeah, I guess he did that because we were like the local band with the draw, because the other guy, like there's a band from South Jersey and a band from Long Island, so we're the closest in the area. So that's fine by me.
So, you know, we talked about the kind of music you guys play and the types of bands that are here. You know, considering the music you do play, where are you really drawing most of your influence from, or a really strong influence, either bands or albums?
It's really like for grindcore and death metal, it's really like across the board. And like I would say, we're a death grind band because the two guitar players wanted to do like a death metal band, and I wanted to do something kind of grind. And so they had some riffs, and then like I joined the fold, and I have more of a grind style, I guess, and that's what made it like a death grind band. But influences, I would say like Exhumed, Cryptopsy, Birdflesh from Sweden, they're a big grind influence.
Missed them at Death Fest last year with the blow up.
Yeah. Rotten Sound, Nosm, man, there's so many. Origin, Lockup, Napalm Death, anything that kind of crosses the line with the two styles. It's really just combining what we want. Like we try to combine our favorite of the two styles and make it our own. Try to do our own thing with it.
So, how have you felt about the press reaction to Visceral Infection?
It's been great, man. We've been contacted by tons of people from all over the world. We've been getting a lot of reviews. Most of the reviews have been good. A couple have been bad, but you know that's how it goes. Like whatever, you know, we don't really care. We've been getting a lot of press. We've been getting a lot more like interest online on Facebook and stuff. And I really think that, you know, pushing your band, pushing your record on the internet is like the key, because when you're playing local shows, you can only play to so many people, you know. But online, like the reach is like infinite, you know. So meet cool people like you. We were on WSOU yesterday being interviewed, so it's been great, man. It's like a lot better than I thought it would ever be, to be honest. Which is awesome.
You know, growing up here in New Jersey too, you know, WSOU for those of you guys not from the area is one of the, you know, tried and true, you know, hardcore and heavy metal radio stations in New Jersey, and you know, Seton Hall University is lucky enough to have it on there. For a Catholic university, it's a little surprising, but it's nice, you know, to get that kind of recognition from that radio station being from here. That's got to mean a lot.
It's an honor, man. And the first thing I said to those guys when I went there yesterday was like, I started listening to WSOU probably when I was 15, and locally, like that station was the only station that played metal, and it was like I discovered some of my all-time favorite bands on there. I remember like driving around my hometown when I was like 17, listening to like Candiria and Meshuggah and stuff, and I heard those bands for the first time ever on SOU. So like when we went there yesterday, we kind of flipped out because the other guys in the band grew up listening to it too. So we really looked up to SOU, and like the religious thing is funny because it's a Catholic school, and we're playing with Dying Fetus tonight, and we couldn't say Dying Fetus on the air. So we made up like a fake name. We called it Flying Beatus. Because they told us that unfortunately because of the religious influence in the school, we couldn't say that. And for a while, I think they actually cut the metal programming out because of that, and then it made a comeback. And it was great being there, and it's really strong now. And there's a lot of great, like, I mean, just chilling in the studio, we heard our favorite bands there. So.
There's been a lot of them there before you actually in that studio.
Yeah, there was like a wall. We like signed the wall. We made a logo and put our names, and we saw some friends from home like Dillinger and like a bunch of hardcore bands and like all kinds of like, you know, some of the best bands from New Jersey have been interviewed on there. So it was really an honor that they even cared enough to contact us and ask us. Steven the DJ is coming out tonight, so cool.
Right on, man. Right on. So. Is there any closing words for, you know, again, you know, we're getting some good press out there, a lot of great influence. Any final word you have for some people who, you know, may be watching this and getting to know you guys for the first time?
I just want to say thanks to everyone for checking us out, for liking our loud, noisy band and our obnoxious selves, and we really appreciate it. And we're going to keep on playing. We got a tour coming up in about 10 days, an East Coast tour that we're doing, so that'll be cool. And from there, we're going to write some new songs and just take it from there. And thanks to everyone for checking out this interview and checking